Hey guys, so today in the garage we have got a pallet that Kagan, here I got my camera standing in the way, get that out of the way. Got a pallet that Kagan got us that we are going to build framework on. That's going to hold the engine and the transmission for the International. That way we can get them to mate together, because there's going to be some stuff we'll have to do about that, and you guys will see that later. And then we'll be able to work on it, build the turbo stuff and everything, and be ready to put everything in later. But there is some water on the floor. You'll notice there is some snow on the pallet because it's southern Ohio, and oh, bright light, that we got snow last night. So, a little slickery today. So we're going to cut this pallet for length. We're basically just going to come off the back of this board here and leave it a little longer than what we need it for. But got the intake manifold in the engine. Got some fresh paint on that. And if you guys follow our social media, you've seen that already. Looking pretty up on there with the turbo hat we got. But we've got my engine mounts bolted on there. And we're going to make a couple stands that come up and bolt to these and brace it off of some a metal angle iron runner that's going to be on this pallet. And we'll weld everything together, and that'll give us a stand to hold the engine up off the pallet and to make brackets off of for the transmission later. And we'll be able to move everything around and work on it. Plus this will let me change the rear main seal on the engine, because right now on the engine stand I can't get to it. And I want to change the bottom gasket, because I got to read on the forums that if you run that cork gasket, it's going to leak and there's nothing you can do about it. And most guys recommend just doing like a black silicone, high temp silicone. So that's what we're into today. We'll get started. Alright, so we'll see where we're at right now. Dad couldn't help himself. He had to try and square the pallet up a little bit better. So we've got let's see here, right there we've got a couple of screws. One right there for sure. But it was a little, you could kind of twist it a little bit where it wasn't square. So he pulled the carpenter square out, put a couple screws in it because he just couldn't stand it. I'm okay with that. I made a couple pieces, this one right here, and we've got one of them standing up there. There's nothing welded yet, it's just standing there. So I'm gonna make another few pieces that are going to go from bolt hole to bolt hole on the engine, and then I'm gonna weld them to those because we know it's got to go on there. Then I can hang it down and we can figure out exactly what width we need to make that, and then we can mount it to the skid, lift the engine up and set it on there. So Dad's going to drill some holes in the angle to where we can run screws through the angle into the boards below them. And that's what we're where we're at so far. So this right, but in essence, this right here will hold the engine, which the engine's gonna weigh like, it's like 800 and some pounds. And the transmission weighs like 460. So we'll have it all set up on that skid where I can work on it. We'll, you know, have the tractor put the transmission there in place, and we can measure for a spacer and everything, which we figure is going to be an inch time they get the adapter done for that flywheel. And I think I got an idea on how I'm going to do that now. But yeah, so I'll go over here and make these other pieces to weld to the top of those pieces. Dad's going to drill some holes, and that's what we're up to right now. Okay, so I see this piece probably cut on the bandsaw over there. Old piece of junk flat steel we have. We got some marks made on this. I gotta make another one just like it, but I got some marks made on this for where the holes are gonna get drilled to line up with that engine mount. So I got my center punch. So Dad's got a drill bit picked out over there, and we're going to drill that for those holes, because these will be the bolts that'll go through it and go into that engine mount. And these will weld to the back side of that, like that right there, on each one of them. We'll center it up, obviously, and move it on. Alright guys, Dad has talked me into, instead of trying to do the oil pan once it's on that stand we're building, we're going to go ahead and try and rotate it on this engine stand and do the oil pan gasket with it on the stand turned about sideways. Now there was some oil in this, or so I thought, because where I put it in some of the pistons and stuff, but we'll see. So we're going to use the engine hoist to lift it and spin it and then lower it back down and try and get this thing spun, because the engine stand alone, it's hard on it because it's such a heavy motor. You ready?
Yeah. what I want you to do, because it's going to want to flip up. Okay?
As I lift, it's going to want to spin.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and.
Yeah, there's some oil in there.
You can oil filter off of it? I was gonna say, you can take it off, but here's the deal I got to take it off with. Now I would wipe the surfaces down with vacuum cleaner.
So this right here, they say that there's nothing you can do, this will leak. And I think I tend to believe them because this is already tore up here, just me putting it on. So, bye-bye. Guys, as you see, that's torquing oil pan bolts. We got the silicone on the oil pan. You can see it even out right through here. And put the oil filter back on, turn it back over. But yeah, everything I read said them cork gaskets leak. Ain't nothing you can do about it. They said the best thing to do is just pour the silicone to it and put it on there. So that's what we done. $150 back. Sounds good to me. Alright. We skinned up some of my new pretty bolts in there. Oh man, I know, right? Yep. Oh. My hand that trip. Okay. Hey, I'm not going to do good work, at least have to look good. It's not pretty, and it's not exactly straight, but we now have an engine on a skid. We can move it around. I can access the back of it, and when we go to put the transmission on it, it'll stay on there. We can keep the drivetrain together that way. I got a little shim. Just about, there we go. Just about ready to fall off the motor. But, yep. Well guys, we got the engine on the skid, so we got it off the engine stand now. And that'll allow me to get the transmission on it later, get everything lined out, and get the drivetrain together before we put it in the truck. It's not pretty, but it's going to work for now. The interesting part is that transmission is a Spicer 6+1, so it's a 7-speed dump truck transmission. I think maybe some of the IDI guys out there might be interested in that conversion, going from the 6.9 to the Spicer. So be some more stuff to come. So thanks for watching, and hopefully your projects are going as good as mine is, because I feel like I'm getting somewhere right now. And if you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button down there. So see you later.